Hi everyone. Today we're gonna talk about sales and how every rep, account executives, and a salesperson can work with Gemini from Google to really 10x their daily productivity, but also move their pipeline forward with better closing rates. And if you're in sales, for sure, you know all the frameworks from MEDDIC to command of the message to winning by design spiced framework, etc., and many others. But the purpose of this short video today is really to walk you through some of those use cases. I believe these are still untapped, where you can really make the best out of it in terms of coaching, in terms of getting you really ready for that meeting and making the best out of your uh, tools and insights and intel to get that commission and hit that target. So here, in particular, what I'm using is the equivalent of projects which are called on Gemini gems. And basically, I'm feeding them all of my knowledge in terms of these frameworks from MEDDIC to command of the message to spiced, etc. But my usage here is not in terms of questions and answers, like if I'm using Google for search here, this is like my sparring partner. It's like my coach partner, where I have my knowledge base, I have my deals, I have my data points, I have my account plans, etc. And in particular, in our video today, we're gonna see and walk through three of these use cases. So the first one, let's say we're gonna start with the discovery call prep. These are always important. Usually they're very short. So how can you make sure that you come prepared, but also mentally trained on handling a number of uh, productive ways to get your deals moving forward so you're not wasting time on opportunities that are not worth your time, basically. So here you can see it's a very short initial prompt. Help me prepare a discovery call with Ramp as an account executive who's working for Gong. And to make this as valuable and impactful as possible, the goal is to identify if this opportunity is really worth my time or not. And usually these first calls, if you really prepared and understood the assignment, you can basically uncover a number of ways to add more value to your deal size, but also help guide the customer and differentiate yourself. So in this case, basically, we have almost like a simulation and a training partner with us, without judgment, without that psychological pressure. So everything is broken down, and we're using here in this case the ACE approach, where you have the call opening, and by ACE it's the appreciate, check time, and the end goal, which is basically a short mental model on how to position the meeting, because 30 minutes would move really fast. So hi, Mike. Thanks for making the time today, and so on. Hey, great. My goal for our conversation is simple. You repurpose the goal, and you confirm that before we diving in. Is there anything specific that you are hoping to get out of the conversation? And that basically gets the scope and the expectation and avoid any surprises midway. And the analysis of my partner here, RevEx Revenue Expert, is sorry, we're gonna have the qualification framework always on. So we need to clarify the intent, we need to clarify those expectations, etc. And because here we're focusing on, for example, on the winning by design approach, one, we need to understand the situation, which is the first letter S. And that would take probably 5 minutes. To get us started, could you walk me through how your sales managers at Ramp are currently coaching their teams? What tools or process? And you let the customer basically or prospect answer those. And then just to confirm as a follow-up, how many sales reps and managers are we talking about? So that gives you certain quantification. There's a big difference from if you have a team of 2 or a team of 25 or 50 or 100. Then we're gonna move to the pain, which is focusing on what's not working, focusing on why they're losing their time and their money, their energy, etc. Um, and it's basically in continuance with what they shared before. And in this case, I'm having these type of questions that I can rehearse and get myself prepared with. When you think about that current process, what are some of the biggest frustration or challenges? So you're coming from a position of curiosity, of understanding, and also trying to help so that you can piggyback everything that they will say in terms of value add within your proposal. You keep mentioning a certain number of challenges they stated before, so you can start basically building that web of intel they keep providing you. And then what happens if that particular challenge to reinforce the pain continues unresolved for, let's say, a specific period of time? This is also to understand the urgency, but also to reinforce the implication of not solving that current issue, because if it's a surface issue, then it's not a real problem to solve. And then we move to the third point, which is the impact. What would be better and by how much? And here, a number of questions you can approach if you are able to solve that pain that we discussed. What would that enable your sales manager? So you can link basically everything to that potential outcome they're looking for: better performance, better closing rate, better increase in win rate. So there's a target, there's a number that can be quantified and optimized. Then we're going to move into the timing aspect, which is the critical event. And that's where, if there is no urgency around that event, most likely the deal will slip. And you can see these are typical questions that would make both sides more comfortable in that discussion, ground them in a very logical and less emotional approach, and keep you grounded, even if the conversation moves left or right. Then, of course, the decision making in terms of how do you buy, if you have experience buying, who's involved in that buying decision, so you can still uncover if there are other people to be involved, if they are detractors, if they are potential champions, and so on. And finally, the next steps and the closing. And all of this, it took me less than 10 minutes as a prep. And I can do it before my call. I can do it in a very custom way. The more I feed my Gemini partner here, Intel, on the account, on the individuals, etc., the better it becomes.